Hi my beautiful Sparks family, it's your girl Kaylee Sparks here with you today, and today we are going to do this super cute crochet chain shorts, otherwise known as love handle shorts. So make sure that you give this video a like. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Sparks family. This is going to be super cute and beginners friendly, so make sure that you watch the video from start to finish so that it can help out the channel. Alright, so let's jump into this. These are the items that we are going to use for today: a stitch marker, a tape measurement, a 4mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and our acrylic yarn. So let's jump straight into this video. So start by creating a slip knot. You can wrap the yarn around your finger, place your hook in between, and this last thread over here, just pull it up, and that's how you create a slip knot. Otherwise you can do it this way: wrap your yarn around your hook and then yarn over and pull through. Alright, so start by creating a chain that is long enough to pass your hip. So I made a chain of 190. Place your yarn right on top of your tape measurement where you started your crocheting, your chain, and stretch it out to the length that you want it. Alright, without stretch it would be at 40. When it's stretched, it's at 45. Alright, and that's how I do my measurement. So what you're going to do now is make sure that your yarn is not twist, and then you're going to slip stitch right into that starting chain. So yarn over and pull right through. Alright, so chain up 2. Make sure that your this is not twist, make sure that. So yarn over, go into that first stitch with an extended half double crochet. If you want to use a double crochet, that's okay. Go into the next stitch with an extended half double crochet, yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all 3, and that's an extended half double crochet. Go into that stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 1, then yarn over, pull through all 3, and you're just going to continue to do this until you reach to this side. I'll tell you what next to do. So I'm close to the end of this rounds. Yarn over, go into that last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then you're going to slip stitch right on the top where you have your third stitch. So chain up 2, yarn over, go into that stitch and create your extended half double crochet, go into the next stitch, and you're just going to continue to go into each and every stitch, and when you reach to this end, I'll tell you what next to do. Continue doing that. So I'm on the finishing of this rounds, and I'm going to slip stitch right into that starting chain and chain up 2 again, yarn over, go into that first stitch and create an extended half double crochet, yarn over, go into the next stitch, and you're just going to go into each and every stitch, and this is going to be the last rounds of our waistband. So just continue to go into each and every stitch, and when you reach at this side, I'll tell you what next to do. So I'm on the finishing of our waistband. Go into that last stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 1, sorry about that, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 1, then pull through all 3, we're going to chain to stitch to a half double crochet. So chain up 2, and before we start this round is going to be different, so count around your waistband and find out how many chain you have. Divide that into 4, and the reason why I say divide it into 4, so you can find the side of the waistband, you can find the 2 sides of the waistband and the center of the front. When you find your measurement, most likely my chain would be right here, my center would be here. Make some chain space and then put a stitch marker, any amount that you want at the front. To it depends on how broad you want the front. Alright, so the center was my stitch marker. I remove it and add 2 stitch marker at the 2 end of it. I hope you're understanding, because I want the front of my shorts to be this broad. Alright, so in all at the front I have 18. You can just put the amount that you choose. At the side, this is where my stitch marker was, where my big finger is. I add 2 over here and I add 2 over here, because that's the amount that I want for my side. So remember, it depends on you. So in all I have 1 2 3 4 5 stitch I'm going to have here. For the back, you know that right here is the center, and this is this where I put my stitch marker. Alright, I hope you're understanding. Alright, so stay with me. This is where we're going to have the back of our shorts. Alright, so this is how broad I want the back to be, from here where I have my yellow yarn and to where I have my latch pin. That's how broad I want the back to be. Alright, so just make it to how you want it. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I have 9 chains, 9 half double crochet to do at the back here. Alright, so this is what we're going to do now. So I did chain up my 2, yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go into that next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. Yarn over and go back and pull through all 3, and go into that last space, pull up a hoop, pull through all 3. Alright, so this is what I have so far. Now you're going to make a chain. You're going to count how many chain space you have right here. So I'm going to chain up 44 for this section. So after I chain my 44, I'm going to go right here where I have my stitch marker, yarn over, go into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over, and you're going to pull through all 3. Alright, if you want to do a single crochet, you can. So yarn over, go into that stitch space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, go into the next stitch space, pull through all 3, yarn over, go into the next stitch space, pull through all 3, yarn over, go into the next stitch space, pull through all 3. Alright, so that's where my last stitch marker is. If you want to do a single crochet, you can. Alright, so for the coming towards the front, I'm going to do a chain of 37. So I did my chain of 37, yarn over and go into where you have your stitch marker, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Alright, so I know you must be wondering why it's not the same amount as this. I don't want my side to be more to the back. Remember, it's going to be at the exact size, and the reason why I said it's going to be to the exact size, because remember, the back section of you is going to take up more. When I say take up more, if I was to put this at the center, it would be at your side. I hope you're understanding me. Alright, so yarn over, go into that stitch base and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go into the next stitch base, pull through all 3. So this is the front we are at, and you're just going to go into all those stitch. Alright, so now we are going to make our chain for our next side. So I make a chain now of 37. After you make that chain of 37, yarn over, go into that stitch marker space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go into your next stitches and pull through all 3. And continue that for the side. Go into those 5 spaces and pull through all 3. Alright, so we are at the end of our stitch marker here. Now we are going to do back 44 chain. So chain of 44. After you have your chain of 44, yarn over, go where your stitch marker is, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, go into the next stitch and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through all 3 until you reach to where you start from. Go into that space and create a slip stitch. So your work's supposed to be looking like this. So this is the front, this is the side, and this is the back. And for this reason is because your back will have more space than the front. Alright, so when you have it on, because your back section is bigger, this section will fall at your side. Alright, so when you divide it into 4, it's just to give you a guide of where you want to make your chains. Alright, so chain up 2, turn your work, same place that we're coming from, we are going to go. Alright, because we want our work to be equal. So go into each of those stitch. And for this section, make sure that you chain up your 44. Alright, so I have my 44 yarn over, and to balance our work we're going to have to make we're going to have to crochet right on our chain right here. Alright, so just go into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Go into that space and do the same thing, because we need 5 chain to be at our side. Alright, so because of that we have to make a chain right on top of this chain. Alright, just go into each space, and there we have our 5 at the side. So make a chain of 37. So our chain of 37, yarn over, and the same thing we do, we're going to go right on top of this space here and create our chain. Alright, go on to the next stitches. And now we're at our opposite side, so make a chain of 37. Alright, and the same thing we're going to do here, yarn over, right on top of this stitch we are going to make our stitch, and this is what helps us to balance our work. Yarn over, go into the next stitch space and create your half double crochet. I'm going to each space and create your half double stitch crochet. And for this section, make your chain of 44. Go into the next stitch, remember, right on top of that space, and create your half double crochet, and just go into each and every stitch, and then slip stitch right on top of your starting chain. So chain up 2, going to show you one more time. Turn your work, yarn over, go into the first stitch with a half double crochet, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over and go into each of the stitch. Make a chain of 44. And then yarn over. Remember, we're not going into this stitch, we have to create a stitch right here to balance our work. All right, and then go into each of the space. That's why we have to continue to rotate our work. So see, we have our 5 stitch, 1 2 3 4 5. All right, make a chain of 37. All right, yarn over, go right on top of the stitch and create a half double crochet. Go into the next stitches. Go into that last stitch and chain up 37. Yarn over, go right on top of that stitch and create your 37. Make a chain of 44 again. Then yarn over, create your stitch right here and make a half double crochet and go into each chain space with your half double crochet. And then create your slip stitch. And you're just going to continue to do it and continue with the body of your shorts, and I'll tell you what next to do. So just continue doing it. So I'm close to the end of this row, which it will be the finishing of the body of the crochet short. So I did the last stitch, go into that space and create your slip stitch. All right, so in all the chain section I have 25 row and the waist is 3 row, so that's 28 row in all. All right, so chain up 10. We're going to do the seating of the shorts now. After you chain 10, try to find the middle of your shorts. So go right into that space and create your slip stitch. Alright, chain up 2 and then tug on it and cut off your work. So this is the starting of your shorts seat. Alright, the seating of your shorts. So what we are going to do next is get our yarn, create a slip knot, find the center of our chain 10 and go into that center and put on your slip knot. Remember, weave your ends while you go. So you can see I have one end going that way and one end coming the opposite. Weave them in while you go. Less work for you when you finish your outfit. Alright, so chain up 2, yarn over, go into that first stitch with your half double crochet, pull through all 3, yarn over, go into that next stitch, pull up a loop and pull through all 3, go into that next stitch, yarn over, go right into that stitch, yarn over, go right into this stitch right where we have our chain 10 coming from, and pull through. Alright, yarn over, go into the next stitches of the front of our shorts, and then now we are going to go back with chaining our 37. After you chain your 37, yarn over, go into that first stitch, pull up a loop and pull through all 3, go into the next 4 stitches and create your half double crochet. Spin your work, and for the back, remember we did a chain of 44, yarn over, go into that stitch and create your half double crochet and go into the next stitches. Yarn over, go into that stitch base, don't miss any stitch, you will have a hole into your shorts. Yarn over, go into that first stitch, and go into the next stitches. And now we are going to slip stitch into our starting chain. Chain up 2, turn your work just as how we did the body of the shorts. That's the same thing we're going to do. Go into that first stitch, and go into the next stitches. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Sparks family. Remember, each one teach one. And now we are going back to make our chain 44. Do you chain your 44, yarn over, go into that starting stitch, and pull through all 3. And then make a chain of 37 just like we did before. Yarn over, go into that stitch with your half double crochet and go into each and every stitch. And slip stitch into that starting chain, chain up 2, turn your work, and the same thing we did, you're just going to continue doing the same thing, and I'll tell you how much row in all. So just continue doing this. So I'm on the finishing of my crochet shorts. Go into that starting chain, pull up a loop and pull through. So that's my slip knot, chain up 2, and then cut off my yarn, pull through. And this is how it's supposed to look so far. This is the front, and this section is the back. And for the waist section, I'm going to show you 2 methods. that you can do for your waist. You can take your yarn, create a slip knot, and then make a chain that is long enough to go around your hip. Alright, and it's supposed to also have a leave out that it can tie a bow. So you will just make that chain, and after you make that chain, you're going to use a tapestry needle. Take your tapestry needle and weave in that chain that you make and put it into your shorts and weave it right along your shorts. Weave it to how you want it, carry it right around, and then create your bow at the front, or you can put your bow inside, any one of your choice. And the next method is you can get your elastic, get a smaller crochet hook just to let it work through a little bit quicker, and cut the length of the elastic of your choice and stitch the two ends together. And then this is what you're going to do. So just imagine that this is stitched together. You can just get your yarn, create a slip knot, place your elastic to the shorts waist, take your hook, go into a loop, and then yarn over and pull through, and then go into the next stitch and do single crochet over the elastic band to cover the elastic band, and just go right around it to cover it. As you can see, the elastic band is covered, and you can just continue do it right around until it covers the entire elastic band and the waist will be caving in. So I'm going to weave in my ends off camera and I'll show you the finishing work. So if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Spark family. Have you subscribed yet? What are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button and be a part of our Spark family. So this is the finishing of our crochet love handle shorts, otherwise known as chain shorts. It is super cute, y'all. I hope you all enjoy that. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Spark family. Peace out. Love you guys. Until next time.